Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about what if the Earth was hollow. So tons of things would be different if the Earth was hollow. So for one thing, what I mean by the Earth being hollow is I mean that the Earth's only layer is the crust. And the crust's mass makes up 0.5% in the Earth's entire mass. So you would be getting rid of 99.5 of the Earth's entire mass. So, when getting rid of that from the Earth's mass, we would only have 0.5 mass. 0.5 mass of the Earth's entire percent of mass. So, that would change tons of things. Because since we don't have the mantle, we wouldn't have forks, we wouldn't have spoons. And without our mantle, which has iron in it, we would be not protected from solar winds and solar storms. And our planet would become very hot and almost uninhabitable, just like Venus, because it's so hot. So this would change a lot of things. For one, since we don't have the iron in our magnetic field, we don't have the iron, so we don't have our magnetic field. That also changes things like, we might see the aurora every day. Of course, this is something that is not exactly possible. But if the Earth burns up, since we don't have our magnetic field, imagining maybe it burns up because of the sun's heat is too immense for it, then we would see aurora across the entire sky. Not just in the North and South Pole, because the poles are weaker there. And since as an image or a demonstration, if you see the Earth, a drawing of the Earth's magnetic field, you can see how the two lines connect in the North and South Pole. Like little half circles around the Earth. You may not get it, so I drew a little picture which is coming up in the future. But imagine how different it would be on Earth. There's no mantle. There would be so many changes, since there's no types of gems or jewels, because they are created in the mantle. Yes, we may have some rocks. There are so many possibilities. Here's the image of Earth. So many things would change. It would change so much. So that's it with the aurora part, but there was so many different things. Since we have less mass, that would change tons of other things. Less mass means less gravity. So the equation would change, the equation of gravity. So we would have a less amount of that. But another thing that would be different would be the orbits. There were so many things that would change. There would be no volcanoes. And the reason for this is because volcanoes are created when the magma from the mantle is pushed up. Volcanoes are created. Here's a picture of solar wind and solar storms. Since we wouldn't have a magnetic field, our Earth would be overheated, toxic, and polluted because all of this. So, as I said, the gravity would change because less mass comes less gravity. But you would still have the same sort of gravity. Like if you dropped an apple, it would fall at the same. It would still fall. It would just, the gravity would be changed. It would be at a different rate than it would originally fall. So let's imagine you try to dig underwater, dig into the Earth to escape the immense heat and the immense solar wind and solar storms, and the environment is just toxic. So everyone spend all their money on making this gigantic digging machine to dig into Earth and try to make a city. So if you succeeded with digging into Earth, then one of the things you could do is you would be falling at 7 miles per second. Or 6 miles per second. It is not a clear estimation. But once you reach the middle, you would experience zero weightlessness. So let's imagine that person inside of the Earth is you. Oh, sorry, that's a way too big to scale. Okay, so let's imagine that dot in the middle is you. That little dot right there. So you would be experiencing zero weightlessness because you would be pulled by gravity's force would be pulling on you at the same on every side. So this would change so much. Of course, if you were on Earth and if you were inside of Earth, there's not enough air to fill in the outs. There's not enough air on the outside of Earth to fill in the inside of Earth. So you would need a spacesuit. But there's no possibility that Earth wouldn't collapse on itself due to having such little gravity. And there's so many possibilities of the orbit changing. Maybe the moon would fly away. Maybe the sun would fly away. Maybe we would... So many things. One thing that would change was, the Earth would orbit the moon because the moon's mass is like 1.3 or 1.2, while Earth's is something in the 1 point something, while Earth's is like 0.5 of what it used to, 0.5% of what it used to be. So the Earth would orbit the moon, and the relation would be changed. Earth would become a moon. There were so many possibilities of the Earth being hollow. So you should try to research them yourself. It is highly interesting about this. It is so interesting about, this would change.